And hello. Welcome to a very special random episode of Random Nonsense. But because it's different and it's special, we're calling it Random Secrets because it's a secret episode. And the fact that I pay for the app that I'm using to do this, so I figured I might as well start making more content if I'm paying for a fucking app. So here we are, a day earlier than normal, but on our normal day that it used to be. Weird. And yes, I shaved. Totally kept the chops and just the stash. You can make fun of me in the comments.
I didn't even see the chops.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Look, they go all the way down. They're beautiful. So proud of my chops.
I also do have an announcement to make too myself.
That is true.
Starting next week on Wednesdays, I'm thinking around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, probably about 2 would actually work better for me. Around 2 p.m. starting next Wednesday, I'm actually going to be starting my own show. It's going to be called Hot Button Issue or Hot Button Opinions. It's where I have people come on, or even if I just go on for 30 minutes and rant myself about an opinion. It's going to be about controversial topics, and we'll see what happens. Anybody who watches it, they can comment in the section. I'll try to answer the questions or give opinions about the questions they ask or whatnot.
Yeah, just don't forget, even now, there's nobody here. So, a lot of the times you're just talking to yourself at first.
That's fine. I talk to myself all the time.
I mean, I guess because we're calling it Random Secrets, I guess I can go into it a little bit more. So, originally, I wanted to do this so I could do what you're going to do. I wanted to, voice what was in my head, talk to people about things, have those kind of different talks. And then this turned into a talk show, which is fine. I actually love the format this thing took over. It's great. But that's originally what I wanted to do was sit here with someone and be like, what do you think of X, Y, and Z? And, make sure there's a little disclaimer in the front, the opinions expressed in here are the opinions of the people who are saying it, not mine or anyone else's. It's those people. That way, we don't offend because everyone's a fucking baby nowadays and they cry for everything.
Oh, I know. But that's the thing, and also there's another thing I want to point out. The reason that it's just me and JJ today is because tomorrow I cannot be on. Because I have something for my oldest daughter, which I'm more than going to do. I don't care.
No.
So tomorrow, actually, somebody else will be taking my place for the show.
That's how I got on the Amy show. I started to fill in, and now I'm there every week.
He was on before for the anime episode. You all know him. His name's Jeremy.
I'll be right back.
Jeremy.
If you're gonna run your own show, you gotta get used to still gonna run the ball when I walk away for a second.
Well, it still says head of randomness, so.
Well, I mean, I am the head of the randomness. I mean, it is my channel.
The head of something. Or you take a lot of. Never mind. Stopping there.
There you go. Look, I moved it. Let's see. Can you see it? A bad signal. No.
All it is a green ball on my end.
Or no, fat man. When I don't have the beard, I have mom's chin. I hate it. But I did.
I do too, actually.
The main reason I did it, I just got cream that's supposed to help my beard growing fuller. So I cut the parts that don't grow right, so I could just rub it just on the parts that don't grow
one side.
You the flick me.
Oh, yeah. Never said I wasn't.
No.
So, topic for today.
Well, you and I talked about it right before Hefty joined the show full-time on Thursdays. You and I originally had a plan to, I don't want to call it, I don't want to sound preachy or a son of a bitch, a PSA, but I really wanted to go into this show a little bit more serious than normal. We can still joke, but mainly this was about, and I'm hoping it reaches someone who needs to hear this, who's on the same road you and I both used to be down. When you think there's nothing else you can do, just taking whatever drugs you can take, drinking as much as you can drink to numb all the pain away. Because I'll be the first to admit it, I was addicted to Percocets, Vicodin, basically any opioid or anything I could ingest to not feel.
And
10 years straight.
And like I said, I
Sorry, I chew.
for going in the opioid shit, I started doing pills and stuff in sixth grade. I started with Ritalin. I found out that if you broke the capsule open and you snorted it and shit.
Well, anything you put up there hits the brain
Yeah.
directly.
I found that out, and then that sent me down a long road from sixth grade all the way up until 2012.
Damn.
I've been clean for 11 years from that. Believe me, it's been a lot better. I'm not going to go into specific details, but just recently I had my own battle with something else. And it was a little over a year of doing it, and I've been clean for actually over a year of that now. And that's also another reason why I have the twitches I do anymore. Is because of the after effects. That's never gonna go away now. And believe me, it's not that I'm proud of it or I'm saying go out and do it or don't even try it, to be honest.
Well, it ain't worth it, that's for sure.
Because it's left me a lot of after effects. I have random twitches that are permanently there now, and
well, think about it.
Random quirks.
Oh, sorry.
Random quirks. That's why I do this a lot now too, and you'll see me scratch my neck a lot. It's not that I'm on anything anymore. Like I said, I've been clean and sober for over a year from that. It's just after effects are probably going to stick with me the rest of my life now because of how ingrained it was into me. No matter how, and this is one thing I got to say, no matter how tired you get with a job, no matter how much they overwork you, don't go down that road.
I just drink energy drinks.
You gotta remember, I was starting to do 20-hour days every day.
And I used to yell at you for it then. I told you were stupid. But what I was just thinking beforehand while you were talking, we really need to find a new term for clean and sober. Because I'm clean and sober from all narcotics on the planet. I haven't touched any in over 7 years. But I still smoke weed, and I will continue to smoke weed because I don't give a fuck.
Well, weed's also legal.
And I drink beer. So I'm not clean and sober totally, but from the things that were pulling me down, I'm totally off of those.
Well, now, that's the thing.
Behind me, that's the new addiction.
There's actually a term for when you're clean and sober from everything.
What's that?
It's called straight edge. You're the one who taught me that term.
Well, that's when you don't do anything at all. You've never even tried it. You've never had
if we go into
drink, smoke, do anything. You never wanted to do it.
If we go into what I've tried, that's a whole different topic. Because it's easier for me to name the stuff I haven't done.
I understand that. But no, like I was saying, I'm not trying to preach to anyone. Do what you're going to do. There's nothing him and I are going to say that's going to change your mind.
Your life is your life.
Exactly. But if you're on that pathway where you're like, oh, I've left some dirt behind me, I need to rechange my life. This show is more or less for those people who need to hear that you can.
Yeah, no, you can
progress through life.
It's hard. I'm never going to say it's not.
I still get craving every now and again.
Oh, there's days where I have people that come into the store, I can tell that are on it, and I'm sitting there, I can smell it on them, and it's just it's not easy. The only time I'm going to be honest with people, the store I work at is a convenience store. I work overnight, so I get a lot of drug addicts and drunks.
Hey, how are you doing?
The worst incident I ever had at my store, and this was not even my fault. I went to go to the bathroom after somebody went in there, and I opened it. I got a faithful cloud of fucking drugs from it that they smoked in there. The worst part about it was the worst feeling I've ever had in my life. It fucking scared the crap out of me. It made me feel like crap for a few days, but somebody was in there smoking fentanyl. And I will tell you now, if you are trying to use that, if you're trying to do it, that's not a good feeling. That's not okay. It's not that I'm judging you or anything. It's just that's something that honestly get help for, because nobody needs to die.
Yeah, seriously. I jokingly say it all the time. I'm really glad I got clean when I got clean, because you know me, you know how bad I was.
I know.
Many I was eating a day. And I'm like, dude, I'd be dead because I wouldn't know. I just keep eating them. I'd be dead. I wouldn't be doing this show with you or any of the other shows I've done in the last 6 months.
You know what? I'll be honest. I'll admit it. What I got clean from it was methamphetamines. What made me realize that I was getting an issue with, or I was having a bad issue with it, was one, I had a mental breakdown, and two, at the end, I went through about that size of a rock in about a day and a half, if a day and a half.
Holy shit.
And I wasn't smoking it, thankfully, so. But still.
That's at least the one drug I've never tried or even wanted to try. Like, I've never wanted to do meth.
I have sympathy. I have a lot of sympathy for people who struggle with it because I understand that struggle.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I am proud of whatsoever.
No. And I've met other people in my life who have done meth, and like just hearing what they went through, and like it just why put yourself in that spot? Like why? Like it doesn't sound like a fun drug in any way. Like
it's not.
The drugs I take are for fun. Like that doesn't sound fun. Like when I take Percocets, I go from like flatline to like an 11. I'm pounding on the roof of the car, screaming the music out. Ah! Like I was like pumped, ready to go. Like you knew me, you couldn't stop me. I'd be everywhere. Like
amp that up by 10.
Like it makes sense, but at the same time, it doesn't make sense because it sounds so much worse.
But like I said, that's what created all the ticks I have in the videos. So if people are ever wondering if I'm on something, no, it's just after effects of that. Yeah, it permanently fucks your brain up.
When I first started doing Tom and Amy show, I had you watch the first few because there was a few times we would just be talking. I'd just be like, and I get to start twitching, and that's from the neurological damage I did to my brain from eating so many, which I honestly think that's why my stutter has gotten worse again, like it used to be when I was a kid, because of what I did to my brain. Because I never used to be this bad. I could talk and never have a problem. And now I'm back like the old days where I'm just all like trying to get it out. It's just not.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of quiet for a second because I'm admitting that on a more open stream for me.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Not like I've talked to people about my struggles in the past with it and about what I went through with it and stuff, but I've never put it on like out on blast.
Weirdly, I thought this would be very therapeutic for you and I together. That's why when we discussed doing this, it was always just going to be you and I to do this, because like I know everyone's probably got a pass and everyone's done something. I know I'm using my hands a lot tonight, I apologize, but it comes down to it. Like
when don't we use our hands?
You saw me through my worst, and you saw me when I left and when I got clean, and you saw the wake of everything I left behind, the amount of everything I hurt, the amount of things I regret I did, or things I don't even remember doing, but I still to this day will get a text or something. And someone's like, do you remember this time? I go, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't do that. That's not me. They're like, no, dude, you were. I was like, oh, man. Wow.
That's one of the reasons why I'm glad I left Denny's, because I know I had a storied history at Denny's as it was.
Fuck Denny's.
Because I had a history. I'm even going to put this out there. I had a history of drinking on the job when I was doing graveyards and stuff at Denny's.
I have to say, I've done that a few times for the fun of it, but it was never like, I never did it like an everyday thing. Like once in a blue moon, I'd make like, when I worked at the gas station out west, we sold the small little shooters. I would get a fucking fountain drink,
which are gone now. They did away with that all day. They did away with the shooters.
Oh, that's probably smarter.
No, now they sell double shots.
Oh, that's even worse.
And you know how New Mexico is.
Oh, do they?
But yeah, I did that and stuff. But the one part that tarnished the biggest legacy that I had for this almost 6 years I worked at Denny's was the drug use.
Mm-hmm. And
don't get me wrong, like I'm not. This is gonna sound really fucking antithesis of what I'm trying to point out. When I was on it, the amount of shit I could do and still stay focused, because the ADHD actually calmed down. I could, like most people that are on it, you know, are like back and forth. They can't know what they're doing. because of the ADHD. It leveled that out. I could focus, but I had the speed and the energy from it.
That makes sense.
And I could easily do a $600 hour of serving by myself. I could easily do $500 an hour of cooking. I could do up to $1,000 an hour in cooking if really necessary.
Damn.
But that's also, it's hard to see, but that's also why I'm missing part of my finger.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was because I was pretty strung out that day and I fucking missed. So see, it doesn't always just damage you and make you addicted. It can actually physically hurt you too.
Because you get to a point, and I can say this because I've been there 1,000 different times. You get to a point where you do so much of this drug that you, in your own mind, you can do anything. There's nothing that can stop you. You can do your everyday job. You can be a dad. You can be a husband. You can be a friend. You can be whatever you need to be. But you're not realizing how many people you're going to hurt by doing this and doing that. Like, not to dig too deep into my life because there's things that even the internet doesn't need to know about me. But let's just say this. I came back here in 2017. I left my wife and my kid there and I bailed. I left. I had to because I knew it came down to two things. Either stay there and die, because that's the road I was on. And being clean for this long, and when I look back, I know it. That's the road I was on. I wouldn't be here right now. Or two, take mom up on her offer to come up here, help her out. And I can't even lie. I didn't have the intention to get clean when I came up here. I really didn't, because I was still using. I will admit this, because it's you and you.
No, I know. Me and you talked about that.
I was stealing mom's pain pills when I got up here, and I saw that she had some. I was eating them like fucking candy after I got up here. It wasn't until mom locked everything up, and I had to really just go, oh fuck, I don't know anybody. I have to do this now. Like, I have no other options now. Like, I can't like take one or two of hers throughout the day or whatnot. Like, I totally had to cut myself off. And that first 3 months I cut myself off, and I should have probably got help. I should have went to rehab or went to NA groups or whatever. And I'm telling anyone out there, like, if you're thinking about going to do this cold turkey, find a friend, find someone to be there to help you, because it is the hardest thing to stop.
There we go.
Like,
I was glitching. That's why I was moving my head.
No, you're good. I heard you. Like, when I think back about what I put mom through when I first got here, like, even she still brings it up to me, and it's slightly annoying that she does, because it's been 7 years and I haven't touched a thing in 7 years.
It's still mom. That's why.
But it's like,
it's the way she shows she cares.
Exactly. So the amount of shit I put her through, and the fact that she still says if I ever need a place to stay, I'm more than welcome. She wants me to come over all the time. Because even she tells me when I go over there, she goes, this is the son that left to go out west, and this isn't the son that came back, but you or him again. I go, well, yeah, I mean, I kind of lost myself. And to add a little background to that, so we lost our grandfather in 2009 to cancer. I am the oldest of all the grandkids. Like, it was me, then my brother, and then our cousins after us. So unfortunately to them and to you, I, being the oldest, had the most time with him. And
I've never. Yes, but you didn't have the hardest part of it.
And I didn't. And I
do apologize that you weren't there for that.
I really don't want you to apologize, because I think it would have been much worse for me if I was here. I think instead of like hardcore drugs, I probably would have drank myself to death. Because the moment he left, I started slamming beers like mom used to. Like, I was drinking a 30 rack a day just to stay like not crying, because I would just get home from work, sit on the couch, and just cry. That's all I could do. Going back to
doing what I was doing in school, because that was 2 years before I graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally, I remember that day, and it honestly did not help out what I was doing with myself at the time. It did make it a little worse. Having mom come in and get me from high school, the second the teacher looked at me, what's going on? I'm like, it's my grandfather. I already knew.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it was harder to not do something to numb myself, especially because that night is, I mean, technically by law, the coroner's the one who has to pronounce him dead, but I'm the one who actually did it.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, it was easier to find something to numb that pain
Yeah.
because that was. I've done a lot of wrong in my life. I've done a lot of hard stuff in my life, but that was by far the hardest moment in my life.
No, I agree with you. That's why I said you never have to apologize to me for that, because I honestly don't think I could have done it. And I'm pretty sure the moment you would have said he was gone, if I was there, there might have been a hole in the wall at the grandparents' house, because I probably would have just swung at the first thing I could hit. So to continue on your story, I was at work and Emma called me. Much like you, she never calls me. So the moment she called me, I looked at my boss like, I have to take this. Like, I have to go outside. I have to take this phone call. And she goes, why? I'm like, it's my grandmother. And she goes, why is your grandmother calling you? I'm like, because either my grandfather died or he's about to. And I ran right outside, answered the phone, and that's the phone call I got. And I remember just staring up at the sky after I got off the phone, and I just collapsed to the ground. Like, I just went like a ton of bricks. I just hit the dirt, and I just started crying. I had to like get myself back together because I had like another 6 hours or 4.5 hours of work I still had to do. So I'm like, I don't want them to send me home. I need the cash. If I go home, it's going to be much worse. All I'm going to do is dwell on this. So I went back into work, worked my shift. This is when I was still with Tiffany. She was either just got pregnant with Ray or we just
no.
Because that was in 2009 and Ray was born in 2010 in May. So I think it was
was it May? I thought it was March.
No, Ray was born in May.
My bad. I get DM months mixed up.
And so like we went out to Pam's house, which is for anyone watching. And Pam, and I love Pam because she watches the show after we do it every week. So thank you, Pam. We love you to death. So Pam is my first daughter.
Your eldest daughter.
Not her mom, but her
grandmother.
Mom. Like her that's what I was thinking of. Thank you. And we have a really good relationship still to this day. I still call her mom. She still calls me son. But I went over to her house because I knew I had to go be with people. Like I couldn't be alone. I had to be with people. And I got the phone call that night. You and I talked. I talked to mom. I said my goodbyes to him, which was still one of the hardest motherfucking things I've ever had to do in my life, to say goodbye to that man. And I'm going to cry. Like, it's funny. I'm going to make a joke real quick. So on Friday's show, we got talking about friends and stuff who passed on, and Hefty broke and he started crying and he had to bounce out. And now we're talking about this shit. Now I can see it in the camera. I can see my eyes starting to get all watery. I'm like,
there's the reason I'm not looking at the camera, Josh.
And so
like we might take a trip so I can go smoke a cigarette just to try to keep myself composed.
No, you're good. So I went back to work the next day, told everyone what happened. And I will always be so grateful to Forrest Hill for this. And if anyone sees him and you want to show him this, please do. He offered to drive me to the airport, pay for my ticket, come back up there a week later, pick me up and bring me back. What boss has ever offered to fly my ass home to bury someone I love and then come back and get me to bring me back? I know it was because of work and what I did there. I knew it was because of that, but that meant a lot to me. He didn't know me. I didn't grow up in that town. I just moved there 3 years ago. Nobody knew me, like other than the few friends I had. Like he had no reason to offer me that, and I will be forever grateful. But I knew if I would have came back and seen him the way he was, I didn't want those memories in my head.
I'm glad you didn't. I really am.
I didn't want those. Like
I really am glad you didn't.
I love all the memories I have of him, or him still being fat and goofy and doing his stupid little dance he did with his arms. Like those are the memories I hold on to. But I was depressed. Like I was gone. Like you could not talk to me. You couldn't get around me. Like I didn't want to be around anyone. I just
the last time I heard his voice, and it's the last 4 words he could ever say to me. And those 4 words meant more than anything. I love you, Nano.
Now you're gonna make me cry, Kevin. Like I said when we started this, I thought this would be very therapeutic for you and I. And like I said, at the end of the day, we end up helping somebody else. That's kind of why I do this now. Because like, if I can touch you, reach you, whatever. Like, I'm glad I helped somebody.
The biggest regret I have is not breaking down the night he went. Instead, I ended up like I was crying a little bit too. Don't get me wrong, but I ended up being, I guess, the rock.
You took the job that was supposed to be mine. Because
I mean, mom cried on my shoulder, Uncle Chris cried on my shoulder, fuck Terry cried on my shoulder. The one that broke me the most was Meme, because she couldn't react.
She just lost her best friend, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she couldn't react. That one actually hurt the most. Yeah, give me a second. I'll be right back in camera.
You're good. I'm putting on sunglasses so nobody can see my tears right now. Nobody needs to see my tears. But anyways, continue on my story.
You can still hear me. I know you can.
Yeah, I can still hear. But to continue on my story, so my coworker, I'm not going to give names for anyone involved with my bad habits. They don't need this, and I don't want them being drug into any of this. So
time for a journey.
I was in a bad place, like I said, and one of my coworkers was like, "Hey, take this, give it about a half hour, see how you feel." At that point, I just didn't want to hurt anymore, so I was like, "What is it?" And she's like, "Oh, it's a Percocet. It's for pain." And I'm thinking, like,
I know what you're talking about.
Like, I'm not in pain that way. Like, I'm in pain emotionally. But the weird little thing on those things they don't tell you, if you eat this, it shuts off all pain receptors, even the ones that hit the heart.
Emotional.
Yep. So I took one. A half hour later, I'm running around, laughing, having a good time, and I don't feel shit. Like, nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, I burnt my hand that day. Like, I did something else. I didn't feel shit. And has somebody who's used, and if you've ever used before, you'll understand this and relate to it. There's no high like that first high. That's the one that gets you connected. That's where you're like, ooh, I want this more often. So it started from 1 a day, 2 a day. By the time I moved out here, and I think only a handful of my friends know, I think maybe even you know, I was doing anywhere between 15 to 20 Percocets a day.
I went with you on when you would pick them up to protect your ass. A lot of the times, actually. Especially towards the end before you moved out here. I had your back on that. Like, I wasn't happy about you doing it, but I wasn't going to let anybody hurt you.
Yeah. But, like, when I look back at it now that I'm clean and I'm sober with that stuff, and I look back, I thought I was helping myself, but I only ever hurt myself more and more and more every time. And
keep going.
It breaks my heart that I was in that much pain after losing him. I feel like that was, if any time would have made him disappointed in me, it was then.
Give me 5 seconds. I gotta walk away for a minute.
No, you're good.
I'm having an issue.
You're good. Those years, I feel like if he was alive, he would have slapped the shit out of me. He would have flown out west, beat my ass, and drug my ass home and be like, no. And I can't even argue with him. I would have went. But through all of that, I learned so many things about myself. I learned that is not the person I ever want to be again. I don't want to lose what I've lost once already. Like, there's just so many things about that I've lost between there. Like, being able to talk to my youngest kid. I haven't talked to her in 7 years. She just turned 7. I moved out here the year she turned 1. I haven't talked to her. And her mom has every right to keep me away from her. I was a piece of shit person. She deserved so much more than I could have been then. But as someone who's been there, you don't realize you have a problem. Like, you don't see it. Everyone else around you can tell you have a problem, but it's not until you realize it up here. Oh my God, I have a problem. It's not a problem. It's just like, oh, you're trying to tell me how to do my life and you're trying to tell me how to do me. No, like, sometimes we see good things or bad things happening to good people around us, and we don't react upon it.
But Cassie knew I was doing it.
I'm surprised.
I know she knows. Heard me have talked about it even to this day. Every time I apologize, I start crying because it's like, she stood by me through all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly can't think of a more wonderful person in my life for that.
Yeah, like it's one of those things like when you're in that place, nobody knows exactly what's going on in your head. Like, I mean, I even do it at work and I hate myself for doing it. Like when I see somebody coming into the store and they're doing this, they're doing the dance. And I'm like, oh, they're on fucking meth. I know what they're doing. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
drug addict. But it's like, who am I to fucking call them a drug addict? I mean, I'm an ex-drug addict. Who the fuck am I? But it's that mindset everyone's in this world that you're a drug addict, it means you're just into drugs. It doesn't mean maybe that person is going through something in their life that's the only thing that's getting them up every day, getting them to work, getting their kids on the bus. Like nobody knows what is actually going on in that person's life.
I could say, as somebody like I said, who was an ex-user of that.
Hey, is that a cat above you?
A cat? Oh no, it's a wind chime.
Oh, I thought it was a cat.
It wouldn't be a surprise.
Like Maui being in the tree. I was just like laying in the tree, like asleep, and I was like, "Hey, is that your cat?"
No, that's not Maui. Maui's too big for that damn tree. He'll break it.
We have 2 viewers, so hi, people. Thank you for being here. But
I know personally, as somebody like you said, who was a user, who was an abuser, I crack jokes about people with it, but in my heart, I do have sympathy for them because I know what they're going through. I know what they're doing for themselves. I know it's not easy because when I got clean from it, I just stopped. I went cold turkey.
My friend's about to make me cry. I'll show you. So I make this guy food every morning when he comes to the gas station. He's a really good friend of mine. His son actually colored these for me over here because I gave him a bunch of my old wrestling figures. And he's a really nice guy. And that it hit me, yo. Give me a second. No, I gotta walk away. You're on your own for a minute, Danny.
No, you're good. But I can say now, if you're on anything, opiates, meth, heroin, fentanyl, anything, it's, yes, people are judgmental, but there's a lot of people like us. We do love you. Like, we want you to be better. We want you to get help, but we understand it is not easy. It's not something that a lot of it you can just quit cold turkey and go through. A lot of it is not easy, but there are people who love you no matter what. There are people who will always be there for you no matter what. It took me going through that to realize how much I could have lost, how much I could have missed.
But I feel like before the end of this, you and I are both going to be sitting here crying and talking.
That's another reason why I'm not looking at the camera, if you can tell. I'm pretty sure you're looking up my nose.
I went and turned on the lights in the living room and played with the cats for a second. Oh. Just
remember, there is people who care about you. If you have kids, hug your kid close, because in the end, you could lose them.
Mm-hmm. Or they could lose
I know I almost lost all 3 of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the biggest thing that breaks my heart. I love Kathy to death, but that's the thing that would have broke my heart the most, and it would have sent me into a worse spiral.
Oh, I know. Believe me. And as somebody who... Oh, hold on, before I spit this out, let me clean myself up real quick, because this is going to break me again, too. I have 3 girls. There is nothing on this planet I would not do for any of them.
Damn cigarettes.
And moving 2,000 miles away to get clean so I am still here for them if they need me is worth it. I wish they were here every day. I really do. But if this is the way that they could have their dad alive to be here for them whenever they need him, it's a fair trade.
I'm stealing a cat. He is not happy.
That's better. Now I don't see myself and try to make myself cry more.
There, the other one made an appearance today instead.
Aww. Mine are all asleep in the living room.
Ugh.
Well, like, I have a friend. I'm not going to say names. It's the reason I said that. Because you know...
No, it's fair.
You know the people I'm going to be talking about.
Oh,
So
I know.
you and I used to work with this girl, and her kid went down the same path, and I used to see her post on Facebook about what can I do about her and whatnot, and I used to reach out to her. I'm like, yo, you can't do anything until she's ready to do something. You got to let her do it. And it broke my heart because her kid is to this day still one of my closest friends. Like, I still love her to death. Like, we work together a shit ton. Like, she's a really good human being. Oh, excuse me. That's the beer. But to hear someone you care about and you love going through the same thing, you're like, oh, maybe if I stayed, I could have helped them. But then in my brain, I'm like, no, I would have probably been right there with them doing it because I'm an idiot like that. But like,
No, I'm your best at.
If your back's against the wall and you feel like there's nobody there, like, dude, I'm here for you. Like, anyone who's gonna watch this, you're in the same boat, shoot me a text, shoot me a direct message, whatnot. Like, I will sit up and talk to you. I'll wake up out of bed at night, and I don't wake up out of bed for anyone. But if you text me with this kind of thing, I'll get up early and I will text you. Like, I'll walk you through it. Like, I'm here for you. Like, I get it. It's hard. And
like, if we go, like, I understand what you said. I understand it completely. I'm anybody that needs to talk about it, that even if they're not ready to get clean, just needs to vent. Exactly. I'm here too. Right. I understand all too well.
Mm-hmm. And
because I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I can go through a list of stuff I've done. This list that I haven't done is easier. That's all I'm going to say. And no matter what, I've done a lot in my life. I have. I'm not even going to deny it. But no matter what, if I can help somebody, I'm going to help somebody. Even if they're not going to get clean, just to listen to them, just to actually give them an ear to hear them. Because a lot of the times, people who are on stuff don't have that ear. People are being judgmental. People are being pushy. People are trying to force them. It's like, you can't force somebody.
Like, the one thing I used to get all the time is, can't you just quit? I'm like, if I could just quit, I would quit. I mean, if I could quit chewing, I would quit chewing. I know what it's doing to my teeth. I see it every day when I brush my teeth. I can't just quit it. Like, it's a lot of work. And believe me, and now that I got myself back together a little bit again, sorry. It's an everyday
That's why
fight.
every once in a while, like I said, I go off camera. Why I go off camera every once in a while, because this is a hard. I don't wear sunglasses.
Yeah.
I think I broke my nose not too long ago because it's kind of crooked anymore. So
I was gonna ask you what happened.
I have a bigger nose, so sometimes I mean I did this when me and Cassie first got together. I slam it off a door frames when I go to turn through them, but
and he's not high when he does that. He's just clumsy. Believe me, I know him.
Oh no, yeah, I know I'm clumsy.
Help raise the kid. He's just clumsy.
And that's why I'm amazed Lee hasn't broken hers, because she's got the same exact nose as I do.
As our loving grandmother used to refer to it, the Jewish nose.
Which is funny because I sent you the picture of our like great grandfather, right? It's actually that nose.
It is. It's kind of weird.
It's a Eastern European or German nose.
I actually think I want to do that. It's this year for Christmas. I want to do the heritage thing. See if I can dig up anything on my dad. But that's the story for a whole different secret episode. But where was I going before with my last point? I was going somewhere.
Oh, here's my point. I went cold turkey from that shit.
So did I. It's hard.
And I'm going to tell you now, my body hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I was tired. I couldn't focus.
Your balance is off. I'll be right back. You can keep talking.
It wasn't easy. But no matter what, there are people who care. There are people who are there for you. Those are the ones you can't turn your back on, no matter what.
And not all of us are judgmental assholes that will make you feel like shit because you have a drug problem. There's a lot of us out there that understand and will try to empathize with your reasonings behind it.
Yes, I don't know if you can see,
My toys fell over.
but there's names on this hat.
That's an old ass hat.
There's names on this hat that mean the world to me.
Hi,
Oh, where is
Kathy.
it? You
Aw.
can see it on the side. There's Will, Ray, and Chris.
Mike.
Obviously, a good friend of mine, Mike, and then Lori, Joshua, Kathy, Hannah, Lawana, and Ariel.
Hey,
And
where's my
of course,
kid's name, Joe?
huh?
Where's my kids' names? You don't care about my kids? I'm a little hurt.
Where's your hat for your kids?
My hats are expensive, girl.
Mine
I got right on none of my hats. I
Why do
spent way too much money on mine.
The last number's kind of wearing off, but it says 2341.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually the store number I work at, and that's because there's been quite a few times that they've had my back on stuff.
Why does Josh have a pedo mustache?
Oh, Josh cut off his beard. He just left the chops and the stash. I wanted to do that
Wow.
1970s look with
He
like
looks
the
like
afro.
the 80s biker guy, the old 80s biker guy from that one
70s.
TV show.
He's going for 70s. He's got a mini
70s
fro
look
too.
with the chops and the porn stash and the fro. It's a 70s look. But like I explained off air, since you brought it up, him and I were in the green room. So I just bought stuff to put on my face to help my beard grow in full.
Trying to grow this.
As you all make fun of me about it, it's patchwork, and I was sick of it being patchy. So I
Hey,
cut
don't get
off
me wrong,
the areas
I'm
I
bald.
want to grow, so I can.
I'm
rub
bald right in
cream
here.
into those
You
areas.
know they make wigs, like beard wigs, right? That make it look like it's all filled
Like-
in.
I'm a little bit bald in here on each side, but
I think that's an
it happens.
trait. Mine does that too, right there and there. Mine does it too. Oh, we have 2 viewers again. Hold up, 2 viewers.
But other than that, this is what I like, my goatee. I just keep this on the winter. I grow this out because it keeps my face warm.
I should. I kind of regret doing it now that it's cold and I'm on my bike every day. A little chilly, but it's what it is. Anyways, back to topic because we do that a lot.
Your wallet.
She need her wallet. Wallet. Hi, Hanny.
Hi, Josh.
Why does she look so angry? Like, what did I do? Why does she look so angry? I haven't asked you for money in weeks. Like, why is she angry with me?
Wait, weeks?
It actually has been a couple months.
Months,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's been months.
He's doing good.
I'm doing all right lately. Thank
You
you.
don't want her spending money on, unnecessary things.
No, he still
Oh, no,
is.
I totally am, but now I make more money at work, so I balance it out now. It's pretty good.
Shouldn't you balanced it out before?
She doesn't know her mom. She doesn't understand. That's how mom is.
I'm actually a lot more frugal than both of you.
My mom's way worse than Russ is way worse than any of you. That motherfucker was like, I'm buying a surround sound system for like almost $1,000. Don't tell your mother.
That motherfucker. I love that. That's great.
And then mom finds out. He's like, she'll find out when she wakes up today.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it's in the house, she's gonna find out.
Mm. Yeah.
Well, that was a very nice, emotional moment we had there, wasn't it? Let's lighten the mood a little bit before we get.
I'll lighten the mood. Look at this.
Where'd you get that? That's cool as shit.
Kathy and the girls got me that. It's me and the girls on there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said that's cool as shit. Uh-huh. Dude, that's
I'm showing my wallet off, damn it. It's hard to see.
We love you, Dad, forever and always. I love you, honey. Thank you. Oh, now I'm gonna cry again. We said we were gonna stop being emotional. Damn it!
Men are more emotional than women.
Actually, we are.
I won't even lie. Danielle makes fun of me all the time. Like, we just watched, if you haven't seen it, the season finale of Loki season 2. It's so good. It's so good. And at the end of it, I'm bawling like a girl, like, Loki! It's like I'm crying because I'm so invested in the character. Like, I'm so happy he gets to succeed. I'm like, yes!
The worst part is I'm more emotional than Kathy, but I'm sitting there going,
Oh no, dude. I won't even lie. I'm live right now. I won't even lie. I openly bawl like a girl. I will
I-
not even lie.
for some reason, I can't. For some reason, I don't want to let myself do that.
So
Oh no! Wait, actually, no. I started. Actually, no. I did start. I did start fucking bawling at one chapter of One Piece manga.
that's a weird thing to cry over.
Fuck no, dude. Brooks got. They were leaving Fishman Island. Brooks. They came up to the surface and there's a bunch of whales. And Brooks starts crying and screaming. He's like, Laboon, Laboon, Laboon. Something he hasn't seen in like 50 years of all.
Your nose flare. Oh, I needed a good laugh. Thank you. I haven't laughed
You're
at
welcome.
a little girl.
But no, like I almost started bawling with that. I'm like, it's so no. Because he's one of my favorite characters.
I have an interesting theory about that. So here's my theory. Because I numbed myself for 10 years, I'm overly emotional now. So everything I feel is amped up to like 11.
Yeah, no,
I find myself like getting tearied up at work, hearing the news when they like play one of those clips from like one of the vets or one of our servicemen coming home and surprising his brother or his mom. Instantly get tears in my eyes. I'm like, oh, it's so sweet. Oh my God. And
you also got to remember
that's my theory. I think it's because I burnt the end of my emotions for so long. I'm making up for lost time by being overly emotional now.
There's two reasons. And yes, I don't know why I'm using my ring finger and my pinky, but there's two reasons. One.
Hey, wait 1 second.
Wait
1 second. Read. And that's his wife, by the way. That's my sister. Not my sister.
You actually, you know what the worst part? You know what? I'm gonna throw this out here. I'm gonna be honest. I was the more emotional one growing up, but as we've hit adulthood, I've become the less emotional one.
Yeah.
But
No, I have to tell you a funny story after this, but I'll let you continue.
But no, there's two reasons, and once again, I'm using those two fingers. If anybody's ever wondering, my fingers just say stay true. But
when you do it that way, that's upside down and backwards, you should have went. There you go. Now it makes sense because before I was like, wait, what's he trying to show me?
They got to be redone. They're faded out bad. But
your hands are gonna.
Shit. Oh, the two reasons why you're more emotional now is one, because of what you did to your brain. Your brain is trying to push more serotonin and dopamine now because of the drug addictions. Number two, you're getting old.
Sir, I resemble that remark. It's not menopause, Kathy. Shut up. It's not menopause.
Actually, kind of right now, you know who you kind of remind me of right now? I don't know why, but I actually enjoy it.
Okay, good. I was like, oh God, what are you going to give me now? But all right, I'll take it if it's something you enjoy.
He kind of looks like an offset Tim Curry. Like one you'd find in a dollar market for a toy.
George, you want a balloon? We all float down here, Georgie. Yes, we do.
Kathy's watching this out in the living room. I can hear it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you can hear yourself behind you. Thanks for watching, Kathy. I don't know why I fixed it.
Thank
She's
you.
used to the way I talk.
love you, Jenna.
Wait, you can hear that, but not when I talk to you?
Oh, snippity snap, someone's in trouble. I thought you'd like that. So before your show on Wednesday, I'll show you how to use all this. And if you need a moderately weird co-host, I'm down, bro. Just saying.
I'm down for it.
Shit, I'll be in two places. And I think there's an option on this because I pay for it. I can stream it to my thing too. So it puts you on my Facebook, your Facebook, and my YouTube. So you don't have to pay for it, but I can
That's
bounce
the
it
thing.
all three
That's
of
the
mine.
thing. I already created an email and a YouTube for it. I wasn't going to go on Facebook.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I like the show originally got started on Facebook because I didn't know you could pick one or the other, and I didn't have a channel set up for it yet. So, because when I decided to finally do this, I was like, no, I'm not going to prep. I'm just going to pull the trigger. Because I'm like, I'm not going to take the
He's
time.
saying trigger, not the other word you guys are taking.
Oh, we're so red flag,
Oh,
man.
fuck.
We're all going to
I
hell.
love you, Mike.
It's, you know what's funny? I have to tell you this real quick. So you have a co-worker who became one of your best friends. His name is Mike. So I used to work with this guy named Mike at the store. He was my overnight guy. He's this old, angry fuck, and I love him to death. Like, he is not afraid to tell someone, get the fuck out, go fuck yourself, and like whatnot. Like, I love him to death.
That's
and,
me.
Like, he's got a brand new job, and today when he came in, he's like, he wanted to see me, and I was like, so do we shake? I was like, no, we hug, and I gave him a big hug. I'm like, I miss you so much, dude. Like, he's the guy I used to text you about at work first thing in the morning, and I was like, dude, this guy's fucking hilarious. Like, he's one of my closest friends, and I miss that I don't get to see him every day. So, Mike, if you do watch this afterwards, know this for you, buddy. Because I miss you at work every day. I miss having you there, our bullshit talks, the weather girl. Like, I miss all of it, Mike. I miss you, buddy.
This sounds odd, but Mike's my black friend.
I have a black friend too. His name is Saul.
No, dude, like Mike's actually pretty cool. He's just a dumbass and makes bad decisions. So if you're watching this, Mike, remember, I'm watching you and you made a piss poor decision, you dumbass.
I gotta show you all these. So here's the one right after the one I just sent you.
Okay.
Oh, you married a good woman. She fits in with the family quite well. I can't even like argue with that. You picked a good woman. She fits in well.
She keeps my head on straight.
Shit, somebody got to. You're like me. And it's weird. I joke about this with the cast from Tom and Amy's Paranormal Mysteries, which is out on Fridays. If you don't know where it is, I can links in the description below. Yeah, I'm selflessly plugging my friend's channel during this story. But I always joke with them that I'm the loose cannon of the group because like I'll randomly like be a little drunk and I'm like, hey guys, what's up? JJ's a little drunk. What's going on? And with just like, and I watched and like the night I crashed my bike and I tore up my knee. Besides you, you and them were the first two I text. Like, look what I did to myself. I didn't text Danielle. I didn't text Mom. I didn't text anyone else. I text you and the cast from Friday night. So I was like, you got to see what I did. And they're always yelling at me now to slow down on my bike, to buy a helmet. And I'm like, I'm fine. I got
Listen. Flipping over a bike and slamming your head into the ground while carrying a 12-pack of Pepsi is okay. Mom got her Pepsi that day.
What are you even talking about? Now I gotta know this story real fast.
When we were living in Morris before I moved down, obviously here, she asked, the Zuzu broke down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's off to the left.
Back into the left.
I wasn't talking about that, but okay. No, mom's Zuzu broke down. I had a bike. I was like, hell, I'll go up to the gas station. It was like maybe it was like a 10, 15-minute ride on a bike. Nothing at that time I couldn't do. I wasn't a heavy smoker at that time or, did shit to my body that shouldn't be done.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, fuck it, I'll go up there.
Grapefruit up his bum. He would lube it up and right up in his bum.
He likes pineapple.
This show's different. This one we can do a little bit more than my like normal show because it's random. So it's who's gonna watch the weird ones we pop up with? So I can get away with a little more jokes this time.
You wanted to hear the goddamn story and you didn't fucking let me. Oh, I just said something that mom's gonna be pissed about. But anyways,
I still say it. I don't care anymore.
I know.
I'm an adult.
But I was riding the bike up to the store, the convenience store. I got a 12
Yes,
pack of
Kathy.
Pepsi and something else. I can't remember. I was riding my bike home and I hit a bump in the sidewalk and I flipped. I slammed on my head. The 12 pack of Pepsi hit the ground. None of them burst, but my head fucking was sore.
So I don't know if I told you this part. When I crashed my bike, right? I went this way and my head went this way. Right off the road, like directly on the road. Like I felt the shock. I actually thought I was gonna lose these 4 teeth in the front because they were loose a few days afterwards. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose all 4 of my front teeth in a rip.
I'm already missing teeth.
I have a cracked molar, but like losing the 4 front ones, I mean, I'm sorry for everyone who's looking at me on camera. You can see my teeth. They're not in great shape as it is, but losing the 4 front ones that control where my tongue goes to say certain words, and the fact that I already cannot talk correctly. Could you imagine me without trying to stop my tongue from coming out? I'd be like, Thursday.
Exactly.
It would be fucked up. So I'm so grateful I did not lose my teeth.
Oh, by the way, Josh, I know you remember this one, what that is.
Mm-hmm.
After the conversation we had earlier.
So I have this idea for a back tattoo. It's going to take probably a little over a year to get the whole thing done the way I want it to. So there's a line from the Shell Shock song for the TMNT movie that Michael Bay did with the CGI big old buff Ninja Turtles and shit, right? But there's a line in the song that says, I got your back like a turtle shell. And I've always had the concept to do a turtle shell tattoo on my back because A, I love turtles. Not just the Ninja Turtles, but if I had to pick any animal to be reincarnated as, oh, fucking sea turtle, yo. They chill, just doing their shit. Like, I love sea turtles. I don't know why, but they're my shit. So I want to get a whole back shell done. And on the shell, like directly around it, I want where it looks like someone engraved it. Your birthday, mom's birthday, everyone in our family's birthday, your kids, my kids, Kathy, everyone that's important to me engraved on the shell around my back. So it's symbolic.
I have to make a bad joke. I have to make a bad joke. I thought it's because you were getting older and rounder, so you just get stuck on your back more.
Because I'm not turtle enough for the turtle club, like last Friday.
But yeah, no, if anyone's actually curious about what this is, it's from what we were talking about earlier in the episode about our grandfather. That's his initials. Yeah, no, if anyone's actually curious about what this is.
Actually, hold on. I can do this. I'm going to do it this way. It probably looks weird. I'm trying to... Oh, that's why it didn't come up right. I'm an idiot.
Nothing ever comes up right.
No, I'm an idiot.
No, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying we are our mother's children.
Yeah. No, that's not what I want. I want to upload how to do this. Give me a second. I'm tinkering with something real fast. I hate you. I mentioned I hate you, right? Alrighty, I need to go back to data. No, then go here. Can I show? Hold on, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Give me a second. I know exactly what to do. 1 second. You can keep talking so people will be intrigued and want to keep watching.
Oh no, I'm just staring directly into your eyes. It's okay.
Like that? I'm a smartass. What can I say?
Fuck. Am I not?
No, you are. All right, let's see if this works. So I wanted to share screen. Bam.
Sometimes it's just more entertaining to watch you do whatever you're doing. What did you just do?
So I went to Google.
You should have said something. I could have sent you the picture. I have it saved.
I have it saved in my phone too, but the man we've been talking about all night, this is our grandfather. That's Philip Beamer.
What?
That's the reason we are a little weird.
Oh my god! Josh, I know where your forehead comes from now.
Please don't, babe.
What? No, I know. The forehead, though. At least he has something of his grandpa. I know where it comes from now.
You know, I'm on her side. You got
no,
you
you
have
need to go
to
to
make
the
your
living
side.
room. No,
Bring in
living room.
Why are you so scared for them to come on camera? I have a question about that.
Since it's not a private event, whereas I post my pictures, it's private and they can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because social media, our picture will be out there everywhere if it's public. And don't forget, we live in
New Mexico, trafficking center of the Southwest.
Understandable. That's the only reason I was asking, because I don't care if they're on camera. It doesn't bother me in any way. So
I personally don't either, but at the same time, I do understand where Kathy's coming from.
No,
at least until they're old enough to understand, because they're still Hannah still doesn't get that you don't talk to strangers.
The older Haley gets, the more I fear about that, because she looks more and more like her mom every day, and I'm just like, the moment somebody calls me and tells me something like that happened, I'm gonna burn an entire country to the ground looking for my daughter. I
You got help down here, and believe me, you got help down here. You know this.
Mm-hmm. But no, I
know she's in
with my kids being down there.
She's in the S1 below Albuquerque.
Hmm.
She's in the town that begins with S below Albuquerque.
I know where she is.
No, I know. Believe me, I keep an eye.
What is she doing?
She's moving the bed.
Oh, and I don't mean this in the wrong way, but all I see is these things going like this, and I'm like, the fuck is happening? Like what is happening?
What do you think? What do you think one of the perks are?
Yeah, but they're attached to me, so I can play with them more often. Just like Josh's.
What are you, Triple D?
40 Triple D.
We don't need to do this on camera. This doesn't need to be done on camera.
This is normal for me and her, though.
It's boobs, Josh. If you can't handle boobs, why are you doing a cam show?
I'm sorry, you're only a B cup and you're jealous.
I'm actually 100% for any woman who wants to breastfeed their kid out in the open. Fuck it. Feed your kid. Why the fuck do I care? Why is that even a thing people are mad about? Why?
Because they're jealous that their boobs hang to their knees and not above their.
Do your boobs hang to your knees?
Boobies, see?
Again with the fucking shirt up.
It's the secret episodes. We get away with more on these because how many people are actually going to watch them?
You know, if we're doing that, I'm just going to do the tattoo show off then. Fuck it.
Feed this man a sandwich, Kathy. Damn.
I actually eat more than her.
This motherfucker. Okay, him and his goddamn kids. All right. Well, sit there and eat everything in the fridge. And then I'll be like, I'm hungry. I'll go to the fucking fridge and there's nothing there for me.
I love your family. It's perfect. Just so you know, your family is perfect.
It's dysfunctionally perfect.
Oh, hell no. You're giving me a fucking kiss.
No,
this is a real kiss. We're getting off soon anyways. It's a little over an hour.
Josh, we don't want to know what you're doing.
Actually, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
Can you give me the water?
Oh my fucking god, get the water shit
You're
again.
looking at me when you said that. I'm like, wait, me? What do you want from me?
I just want to watch you do that. That's what I want to watch. Out in the living room.
But I'm actually really thinking about doing at least one or two of these little random episodes throughout the week.
I love you.
I know.
Love you, sister. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if you heard me. I'm actually thinking about doing one or two of these random episodes a week. I think I'm gonna do. I want to do one on Sundays with Haley, being that she'll be 18 on Friday.
17th.
I'm about to have an 18-year-old. Holy fuck! I'm about to have an 18-year-old. I'm not even
Who?
40.
Okay, do your homework.
Like how does that work? How am I about to?
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to get off soon because these children are gonna start getting
You're
ornery.
good. Like I said, we're just over an hour, anyways. But for everyone who joined in, watched us cry, heard our talk, we meant everything we said. If you're
Yeah.
going through what we went through, please reach out to either one of us. He's Daniel Emer. I'm JJ Emer on Facebook.
Facebook.
I'm Figures828 on Instagram. Like wherever you're on and you see this,
Hell,
please reach out to either one of us. We will be here to talk
When
to
I-
you, guide you, whatever we need to do to help you.
when I start my show next week, even if it's not even about the topic and stuff, just reach out to me. I have a personal email just for that show and everything now. So once that show starts, if you need somebody just to even email, just to send a message to you, just to hear something back from, that email will be put on the show, and just reach out. Like, we don't mind. We don't mind helping, even if
No.
it's just listening.
Exactly. Like if you're not set to quit, but yet you're kind of in that in-between phase where like, even if you're brand new into the world of drugs and you're just like, anything at all when it comes to this, we're here for you. Like we understand what you're going through. We've been there ourselves. Like we're just offering to help in any way we can. Like
We're not saying we're going to help you quit or
No,
be able to
God,
make
no.
you quit. That is your own personal choice, but we're here to at least listen.
Exactly. If there's a reason behind why you use, a reason behind why you drink, whatever it is, like I will hear you out and I will give you my 100% honest opinion, because that's probably something you don't get a lot, because as someone who used to use, we don't always get the most honest opinion from people, because there's that one group of friends that are like, no, dude, you're fine. You're this, you're that. And there's that one group of friends like, no, you need to get clean. We're not going to do that. We're going to be the in-between in there, like going, if this was what you want to do, like, I'm not going to tell you to stop. That's not my job. You're not my kid, my mom, my brother. You're not anything to me other than someone I want to help. And that sounded mean. I don't mean that mean. So please don't take that mean.
No, I know what you mean, though.
But you get what I'm saying. Like,
There's a lot of mean words here, but
anyone to quit what they're doing. And I will never tell anyone. Like, my oldest just told me she vapes. I can't yell at her. I vape. So who am I to judge anyone? But if you need just someone to vent to, someone to talk to, we're here for you. We want to help you in any way we can. You know, we're not going to judge you, not going to tell you to quit, not tell you to go to rehab, but we will give you our stories.
You probably shouldn't have. You probably shouldn't have said that about her, though, because she's not legal age, dude, to do that. You can get her in trouble.
She'll be 18 on Friday. Who fucking cares?
It's not 18 anymore, Josh. It's 21. Damn it.
I don't know where she buys them from. That's on her end of. That's in your state, not my state. We're 2,000 miles away.
It's fucking countrywide.
But on that note, before we get off, I have actually been approached by 4 different people for being hosts or guest appearances, and I'm thinking I might want to do a couple of random episodes with them. One, and you're gonna love it, Shelly Dubuque. Shelly, yo.
Billy?
Yeah. I didn't want to say it, but if that's what makes your brain click, Shelly. And then my friend April LaFave, that we used to ride the bus together when I was in the 1st grade. That's how long I've known this girl. And I was like, I fucking love to have you on this show. I've been talking to you since, like 2nd grade when mom.
Not trying to be mean, man, but damn.
But I need to get with
creepy ass child. Holy shit, that scared me.
With the other 2, because 2 of the 4 have approached me, and I kind of think it'd be a fun show.
Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. I heard like on the floor, I looked down, like the oldest is on the floor. Them all. What the hell are you doing?
But you know who?
That's why I was yelling. It's not that I was trying to be mean to my kid or yell at my kid. She actually kind of creeped the hell out of me. But anyways, the other 2.
Did you hear what I said? I said I have to reach out to the other 2, but I think it would be a fun show if they all agree. So there's 4 of them, but only 2 of them have reached out to me so far.
Who's the other 2?
Oh, you know them quite well. They're my boys, the Wolf Brothers. Danny and Bailey have already asked me to be on the show. If I can get Tony and Bailey on the show, Think about what we could do. That could be like a
So-
shit fest of
So
just
what?
fucking
Danny,
roasting.
Tony, and Billy.
Yep. So Danny, Tony, Billy, Bobby, you and I. That could be a whole roast show. We could just do nothing but a roast. Oh,
We'll
you're
discuss that more.
I was like, you're thinking about something. You have to talk to me after we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But on that note, thank you for joining in for this very random and probably going to start happening a lot more. And I can't tell you what day because it's random secret. So it's going to be randomly secret until I'm ready to put it online. So I can't tell you the next time we're going to do this. But I can tell you because I still don't have a catchphrase to end my show with. I'm going to steal
Wait.
my shit from Friday.
Wait,
You got one?
once again, I'm going to plug myself. Starting next week, Hot Button Opinions. Check it out.
And on that note, stay spooky, motherfuckers.
Suck a dick, Josh.
We're not even on live yet. I barely just clicked the button. Oh my god. This is what I gotta deal with, people. This is my everyday life. I talk to this kid every day.